hello. I hope audio works. Streamlabs updated. I don't know if it works, so I'm gonna check before I say anything important. So I'm gonna check. Yep, it works. Yeah, okay. Well, hello everybody. It's been a few weeks, I think. I don't know when was it I last streamed. It was the fishing stream, I remembered that. It was a month ago. Okay, well. I guess hello, welcome back. Everyone who has read the title, it's gonna be changed later, but everyone who's read knows now that I'm not really here of my own free will, cause Genshin really likes to mess up my plans. So today we're going to do Furina's story quest. I was gonna do it in like the order that story quests were released in, and I haven't done a lot of story quests in a while. Like the last one I actually did was Alhaitham, and it's the only one that is up on the channel right now. But whatever, I was gonna do Nahida's first, cause that's also because I need her boss unlocked soon, because I have like 4 different characters that are waiting for her materials. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. So they are literally forcing me to do this quest today, because I really want to do the event, and I think the event could have some lore and stuff, and I was told that it's pretty important to have played the quest. I was gonna do it regardless, because I don't do things halfway. But yeah, I don't really want to daddle a lot, because I have other things to do today, but I wanted to have this out of the way as soon as possible. So let me switch over to the game. But I need to... There. So yeah, we're playing as Fremine today, because I've been grinding his friendship levels, and also I just really like his play style. I haven't done any commissions today yet, so I'm gonna do those first, and we can catch up a bit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do this later too. Wait, today's Saturday. Whose stuff is up today? Because I'm working on Scaramouche. Oh, his stuff is up today. And Xiao's almost done. Yeah, okay. So, maybe later we can do... Or like, maybe beforehand even, because I don't really want my resin to be kept for too long. So let's do my commissions and catch up, and then probably spend the resin. Yeah. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I hope everyone has a nice holidays. I'm on break for school now, officially. I don't know why they take so long. Yeah.
The night is cold. Rain outlines your face.
You're gonna see how good my Femine has turned out. Like, he's actually cracked.
Commencing cleanup. Pair.
I love this little guy. I've been thinking about maybe maining him, but I don't really like changing my mains. I'm a loyal bitch. And it has been barely a year since I started maining Tiggy. Yeah. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted about it. What else? The thing is, I don't really know what to talk about, like catch-up wise, because my life is very interesting. Like, maybe most of the time I just go to school, do my homework, study, and then I come home and like unwind Genshin,
Oh, mine's a let me weave you a book.
As you wish,
I
main
guess.
Fräulein. Getting here.
That's not really very
Frost is coming.
interesting in my opinion.
Getting here.
I could talk about the stuff I'm writing, but also, I don't know, because I'm very secretive about my projects
My guiding
outside.
stars. No, my sword.
I like to maybe surprise some people.
Stars, shine for me. By royal decree.
Getting here.
What could I talk about?
Frost is coming.
I could probably talk about what I've been up to in Genshin. So as I said, I've been working on triple crowning Scaramouche, Xiao, and I was farming for Nahida yesterday, yeah, because I want to max her out too. I think it could be very useful. Yeah, I've been otherwise like farming for some characters I want next phase. I'm stupid. I need to focus on this one. I'm not sure if I maybe want to pull Navia. I don't have a lot of wishes saved up, and I kind of really want someone in phase 2. But then I tried out Navia, and she was a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, the sounds here are interesting, because... Okay, so, I don't usually play with game sound, because I do different things while I play. Like, I listen to audiobooks or, video essays and stuff. Oh god, this is like worse than the Sumeru one. I don't like this commission. Come on. Let me touch it. Okay, thank you. Was that it? Yeah, that was it. Okay, let's... So, they've recently added like claim all buttons to many things.
Add Astra.
And at first I wasn't really a fan of
Thank
the
you for
idea,
completing
because
today's
I have like my routines that I've been doing for
Astra
3
Abyssosque.
years.
Well,
And yeah, this fucked me up for a while, but now I'm okay with it. Because I was a bit upset that I'd have to claim all the time. I like not do it the way I did anymore, but it is very useful. So I was just probably being a bit baby. Yeah. I was... Do I... Yeah, I should probably do this. Do I have any fragile resin, by the way? Because I kind of wanted to farm her boss. But I also really want to get over with these two finally. Let's see if I have any fragile resin. I don't even remember where it's supposed to be. I don't think I have any. No, not this. B. Yeah, no, I don't have any. That's fine. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'm probably gonna do shower stuff tomorrow and like maybe something that's left over. And then I'm gonna be done with those so I can just focus on Nahida. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay. Why am I in Lua? I was looking for this domain. Yeah, practices today. I'm sorry I didn't do this beforehand. Did I? Oh yeah. I remember pulling out Tiggy for this one. This is gonna be quick, at least, because my Tiggy is cracked.
Wings of darkness, come.
Let's nip that in the bud.
If I don't miss, that is.
Yeah.
How much? 40 seconds. I can do that faster. Are they doing talent books at the end of this patch? I don't remember. I only watched the stream once this time around. I just wasn't very interested.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Also, speaking of, am I like just a bitter old veteran or something? Cause I remember like everyone was so excited about this patch, and I was like, it's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's also like kind of mid. I don't know, maybe I'm not even like burned out or anything. I was just not very excited this time around. Maybe it's also like I don't really care about the characters. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Navia a lot. She's a cool girl. I fucked up the rotation. I like Navia. I'm just not very excited about Shavros, I guess. I don't really like her design. It's not very pleasing to the eye, I think. It looks kind of muddled together, and I know I just offended some people.
I'll protect us.
One more run, and then we can start with Furina. I'm kind of excited about this quest, to be honest. Like, I'm interested.
I hear everything.
Oh god. I need to practice my rotations with Lee again. I haven't been using him a
As you
lot,
wish,
so
main Fräulein.
Keep up. Let's nip that in the bud.
I'm kind of out of practice with my poor fox boy. Oh my god, every rotation gets worse. Whatever. Also, why does Oz take so much time to cast? I don't remember being that clunky when I first started, but then again, I didn't like Fischl a lot when I first started the game. Like, she was actually the character I hated the most, and I still don't really like her. But then again, I also didn't like Amber, and then I started maining her for a while, because she's not that bad. I have so many characters I need to touch up. Okay, anyway. Quest. I need to unlock her first. There she is. Accept quest. Yeah, and then I wanted to claim this. As you have seen, I was already prepared for Naida, because I already unlocked her, and I guess we're doing Furina first. Also, it's like, look at this, I haven't done any quests since Sumeru released only Alhaitham, which is ironic because I don't like Alhaitham. Yeah, this one. At least it's not a requirement, I guess. It's more a recommendation, but then again, I was told it's pretty important to have done this quest. Let's start then. Are we starting here?
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
You didn't have to be so direct.
Heimer's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
I guess she does.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Yeah?
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues, and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
Very true.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with
Oh,
the
how
requester?
convenient.
He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Maybe.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Got it.
Hyman approved. Let's go. Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Can you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees? I'm gonna be
That's the
so
thing.
I'm gonna
We're
go
not some
so
high-profile
insane if I
theater troupe,
can't read
just a
again
group
today.
of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude.
Oh,
We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
oh no.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe.
Aw,
One last show. And after
this
that,
breaks my
we
heart.
go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can't make it.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact.
Oh,
She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
yeah,
The show just
understandable.
won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake,
Also, it's
I
the
still
leading
hope we can
lady,
find a way to hold
so
the performance on schedule.
Guys, we have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
Please,
like 6
there's no need
million,
to
I
go that
think,
far.
and it was
I wouldn't
more
feel right
before,
asking
but
such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
how do we find someone who's a good fit for the role?
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show.
Yeah.
We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
You know who? Great mind thinks alike. I was just thinking that probably Furina because it's her quest. Spoiler alert.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Furina.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
Oh.
But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
You want to show the go-ahead, don't you?
Well, yes, but...
You'll... It's gonna
Fair
be
enough.
fine.
I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too.
Isn't it like a
I'm
week?
sure
Is that
everyone in
enough
our troupe
for
has probably
to learn a
dreamt of
whole
performing on
musical
stage with
role?
her one
I don't
day.
know.
Of
I've
course,
done drama
it all
before.
depends
It
on
took
whether
us like
she's
months
interested.
to prepare
She might
like
consider
an
this
hour-long
opportunity
show.
beneath her.
No point in
And we
stressing
were
about that. We
students,
already know if we
so...
ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Let's go. It'll be good to check in on her anyway.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I
your help.
wonder how she's
I
doing
guess I'll just stay
after
here and wait for the
everything.
good news. Good luck.
Wait,
Also,
what is
I can't. I
Furina
just realized I'm
nowadays?
ruining my
She used to live in
continuity
Montreal
right
at the
now.
Palais Mermonia, but she's
Yeah, I've done all the
As
quests.
it happens, I have her
Just so
current
you know,
address here.
I've
I
done
can
all the
provide it to you.
Archon quests for
Woo! When did you get
Fontaine
here?
and most of the world quests.
I came over when things were
I
starting
really
to
need
sound
to
more
get
promising.
to editing those.
I thought I should
Aw.
be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Oh,
so
did I
much.
freeze it? Yeah, probably.
Now that
Sorry,
you've got
sorry,
the
sorry,
address,
sorry.
We'll go find Furina.
I just tapped
Back
out
in
for a
the kitchen.
second. The little oceanid. Okay. Let's look for Furina then. Where's she? Where's she? Where's she? Oh. She is nearby? Question mark? Here? Okay.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
Honestly, it's not a bad place to live.
Not that there's anything wrong
It's
with
near
this
to
place.
the
It's just,
shopping street.
a bit of a step down from the Palais Marmonia.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Oh, she sounds so sad.
Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
It's basically the same thing,
sounds
but
like you're
okay.
really struggling to cope.
Is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
Yeah, it's rude.
It's not
Sorry.
like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
I guess, yeah.
There it is. You don't know how to cook.
Ah, it's rude,
Not
Paimon.
yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what
Cooking
are
is a
you
skill
even
that has to
doing
be
here?
learned. I don't
I
know
do
how to
hope
cook
you didn't
either.
come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad!
Paimon's... No, she was not, but okay.
Yeah,
Don't lie
exactly
either.
what the traveler said! Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
We actually came here to ask you for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
You're the only person for the
Oh.
job.
Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
No, do it please. They
So tell me,
deserve it.
What specifically
Like, I've
makes
noticed
this matter
that we
so
have been ruder
specific?
and ruder. Like at first in Sumeru it was only Paimon, but now Ether has joined and like the Traveler has joined in. I don't know if I like this development that much.
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
I wonder, is she still immortal?
But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
What?
Come! It sounds like this would be a breeze for you!
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
Aww,
Although I
but
am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
I guess.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again.
Mm.
But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you really feel?
Paimon can understand.
Yeah, it's understandable. You have
This is
spent
just
a lot
one-off
of
part
time
to fill
playing
in
a
for
role.
someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
Yeah.
If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
Yeah.
Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment. just
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
can
it.
understand that too.
Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina.
Man,
just
this is
wanted to make sure we tried
depressing.
everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Okay, now we're just guilt tripping.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Bye, Furina.
Toodaloo to you too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
Where are we going? Oh yeah. Back to the Adventurers Guild.
Too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Yeah. That's basically what she said though, so...
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
Oh?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now?
Oh, it's
We know the
actress
signs.
probably.
But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
Oh.
Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always
And
the
then
dream,
she falls
of
off the
course.
stage. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Let's
right.
see.
Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Imagine if you managed to convince Furina to join only for her to find out she's no longer needed,
Yeah,
I
she'd
think.
be livid.
Yeah.
We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
No.
Only joking. Calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able
I
to
mean, you
handle
can
it?
always have a
The
backup.
whole
I don't
team
know
is
why.
putting everything they have into
It's
this final
normal to have a
performance.
backup in a
We
stage
have to
show.
make sure it goes ahead.
Like,
Yes,
I
I'm
knew the
completely confident.
lines of
I've
all
been
of my
taking a new
co-stars
medication from the
in
doctor,
case I
and
have
it's working
to, like,
brilliantly.
jump
I'll
in for
definitely
them.
be able to tough it out until the performance day.
It's not
I
that
share everyone's
big of a
desire
deal.
to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
I guess so.
All's well
People
that
are
ends well.
really weird
Sounds like
about
the show
boundaries
was
here.
on.
Come on, wait here a second.
Sure.
Oh,
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
mm-hmm.
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
Why are we so harsh to her?
Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded
No, it
things.
was completely
And
normal.
all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Paimon, you should
That's totally
apologize
fine.
too.
Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Now why did you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that, and no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a
Yeah,
sponsor,
that was
for
what I was thinking
Everyone
too.
seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She
Aw.
kept us going.
Her name
This
was
quest
Elaine,
is so
and she
sad
was the
so
founder,
far.
as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
Oh,
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice.
Vache.
But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around
Aw.
her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troop fell into disarray.
Hmm.
None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things.
Oh.
We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
That's so sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself.
I mean, you could try to
Besides,
be a
they're no longer
director.
looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director.
Aww.
Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
A verdict can bring emotional catharsis.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, for example, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Ah, still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
Ah, the name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
I'll do it.
Thank you all so much. Our director
The
was a huge
writing
fan
is
of
so
Miss
weird
Furina's
in this one,
performances.
especially for
As,
Paimon
of
and the
course,
Traveler.
We all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse
I don't know
the
who
size.
writes these stories,
It's
but
a
sometimes they
little on the
feel
smaller
off. Maybe it's the writers like taking turns at writing, I don't know, but it feels off sometimes. Where are we going? How can I get there? Can I go there just by there is a passage here? I never saw this one. This makes my life easier. I was just jumping from ledges all the time, and I was like, this city is built so weirdly. How do you traverse this city? It looks like it's better built than I was giving it credit for. The same doesn't apply to Sumeru City though. That one is built like a nightmare.
Keep up.
It comes probably with the nature of being built literally on top of a tree. But whatever. Inside? That is wacky. Wow, this is cute.
Huh? Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
Stop it.
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh well,
Oh,
in
please
that
don't
case.
mention it. We're just gonna join in on the fun.
So, you were saying... The
I
Little
love
Oceanid?
theater.
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Aw.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
And then finding an actress was the least of your
Yeah.
problems.
We've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship.
It's Little
and
Mermaid, isn't
even
it?
love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing
never
down
mind.
around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
Oh.
The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since.
Oh.
He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since.
How the fuck do you
So
want
we're
to
not really
rehearse
sure
with
what to
him
make of
then?
that.
That is inconsiderate.
Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to
Like,
get everyone
don't
back
say
together.
yes to a project
What
you don't think
opportunity?
you can,
What
like,
do you mean?
fully immerse yourself in.
Maybe you're unaware, but
Rehearsals are
your name
very,
has
very
always been
important
like a
in
rallying
theater,
cry
so...
for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing.
Yeah, maybe.
But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
Maybe.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago.
Oh yeah, that too.
But
That's
I guess it's the
traumatizing too.
opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson?
Something wrong?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Let's go to Poisson. 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 Fish. Poisson. There it is. Fontaine is pretty small. It hits me every time. I don't like poisson. It looks weird. It looks like you're constantly 5 seconds away from tetanus. Sorry for maybe hearing my sister talk or something. She went outside just now and forgot to close the door.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Hold on, give me a second actually. Oh my god. Okay, sorry about that. Let's continue.
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen
Oh,
you in Poisson.
Navia.
I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's
The
okay.
fuck?
We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
Aw.
How are things in Buisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I can't wait for
I'm
them to
sorry to
finally
hear
invent therapy.
I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is
She's
easier
so
said than done,
small
which
compared to
brings me to
Navia.
why I'm here. I thought you should
They have
probably
different
know that not
models. I
everyone
thought
here
they
is ready
both
to
had
forgive
the
and
short
forget
female model.
after the Hydro Archon's
Never mind
inaction in
then,
the
I
face
guess.
of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
That's stupid.
Well,
Who the
what
fuck
do you
believes
expect?
that?
I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Thank you.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, So maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
I'd say we're friends. I guess she doesn't really consider me a friend then, I guess. Whatever. I'm not upset.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's light. I don't think anyone bought it, but okay.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Both of these answers are completely missing her point, but okay.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
They're not staying quiet
Probably
either.
time we made a move.
Yeah.
How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Well, they are all gone now. Whatever. That is an oversight from the developers, but whatever. Whatever.
Keep up.
Let's go up. Not gonna lie, I would be scared to live in Poisson.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you
That
can
is
tell,
tetanus
but
waiting to
the
happen,
years
sitting
of
down there.
suffering and
Oh god.
loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who
I
I
have
used to be.
Once
As I stand here
I
by the
slashed
ship,
my entire hand
I
with a
can't
metal
get the
plate.
images of the rising
It was
water out
the
of my
most
mind.
horrifying thing I've ever did. Like my entire palm, like diagonally. It hurt so much, and I was lucky to not get tetanus. So, yeah, this is
One after
horrifying.
another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their God would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. Yeah, because I was blaming her too, I guess, but now knowing that she had no power in the entire thing, I feel really bad for her. I still don't like Focalor in that regard, because she let that happen. And yeah, a lot of people died.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time
I
went
don't know
on,
what you think you could have
it
done
got
though,
harder
Furina.
and harder to bear. And I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Aww.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward.
A reward?
Because you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in.
Yeah.
I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect.
Yeah.
Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said
I still
I'm no good at
think
maintaining
you could have at
relationships.
least, like,
So that's where
you
you're coming from.
should have been able
would
to
totally
confide
thought
in
you
at
were
least
just a bit of a diva
Novelette.
at
I don't
heart.
think he would have done anything.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least
Was
try
she
to do the
rude
same.
again? I didn't hear. I can't understand if she was rude. Then Paimon needs to shut the fuck up again. She doesn't like to see you so down.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands.
Yeah, look at it that
Alright,
way.
it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
I'm gonna need Paimon to, like, actually get off her case though. She sounded really mad now. Yeah. Why are they all living in shipwrecks?
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now?
Aha.
It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again.
I think they like arguing.
We're back. Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
What about you? Yeah.
I'm an Oceanid too.
Uh-huh.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Oh.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and
That
trying
was
to manage
fucked
my illness
up.
with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her.
Oh.
I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
Your family
Sounds like a
is
really
a bunch of
incredible person.
horrible people, and I hope they
She
all
really
died.
was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an
Murder.
orphanage.
Okay.
The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day,
Kids are
I
cruel.
got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Hello,
Oh,
Polo.
You're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script.
Yes.
I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. The little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it, and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
There is like
Water
a
as
bird in the water.
conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back, However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of
I
humanity.
like that story.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Because she has a good heart.
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually something else that bothers me.
Yeah.
You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people
Oh, come
who
on.
hate her,
Wouldn't you want...
her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That is stupid.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little
I mean,
irresponsible
like...
to present to the audience.
Yeah, because if you want the director to be Cleo, why would you want to give her another cruel fate? Like, wouldn't you want to portray her as the way she was, which was a kind woman who helped everyone she could, and yet she died and she didn't get to do whatever she wanted, like finish her story? Why would you want to take that from the character that's supposed to represent her? Like, yeah, Cleo would die too, but at least she died doing something she loved, which is save people. So I think it would discredit her entire being if they just wrote a crueler ending where she was just killed by a bunch of people and nothing ever changed. That is a horrible story to dedicate to someone you love who died.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director O'Reilly's death, both arbitrary and meaningless.
Yeah.
On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Yeah.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also,
Oh, come on. We're not
hard
at the
time
Pain
imagining that
Olympics,
anyone took it
stupid
harder than me.
bitch.
Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life,
It's not Grief
I was
Olympics,
deeply,
stupid
madly in love with O'Reilly.
motherfucker. Everyone
What?
can grieve her.
You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel.
And that
I
is
did
not the
tell her
way.
how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the
So
future,
you're doing
when
that by
everyone's settled
invalidating
into their own
the
lives and
feelings
on
of
the up and
other
up,
troop members.
and
I
managing
see
the
you.
troop no longer required her constant attention. Well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Hollow.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Yeah.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
I like when she says that. She's so fun. And so sad. Where is she? Oh, here. Why does he live here? I don't know, man. Oh, no, I mean, okay, yeah, I guess it's the prettiest part of Fontaine, in my opinion, too. I love this place.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
Who's trying to fight me?
I could ask you the same question.
Ugh, as if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking
It's a
at
hydro
me?
slime.
You're not. We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, she can't fight. She doesn't
Yeah,
have a
but-
vision.
Don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
Aw.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aww, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Yeah. Alright, guys. I think I can solo them. Probably.
I'll uproot you!
Oh yeah, this one
By
is...
royal decree.
Okay, I can't really solo this one, I guess. Purely because it has an armor.
Can't see? Yeah. Rah.
Come on. Aw. Why is the dog
One with
here?
the forest. Rah. Midnight Phantasmagoria. Keep up. Yeah.
More...
Let's nip that in the bud.
Whatever, I guess.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Can't see? Yeah. Rah.
I wonder what the explanation behind her, like, Archon
I'll uproot you.
form is and her, like,
Phantasmagoria.
actual unit
One with the
kits.
forest.
I don't really get that one yet. It's probably explained later, but still. This is
No
annoying.
rest for the.
Yeah.
Come on.
Can't see?
Bravo! Good show! You
Jolly
certainly live up
good
to your
show.
reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
There's a challenge. I'm sorry. I get distracted sometimes if there's a challenge. Oh no. I fucked up. Whatever. I have an archer.
Rah.
Maybe I was supposed to do this.
Yeah.
I've been trying to clear this area
Smells
out
like something
anyway.
good is inside.
Where? There. He lives in the tent? Aha.
Yeah. Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
Hi.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Okay, so this is...
Fiamma, avoiding the truth will not help anyone.
So this might break the
Unless
truth
you mean
part.
to
Okay,
suggest
I
that
see.
O'Reilly's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well...
Listen, Vimo. I used to think that my love for O'Reilly was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to O'Reilly on an emotional level.
Y'all need
This
to
is why
clear
people
things
think
up.
of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during the performances. It seemed like a win-win. So, I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director.
Oh, this is going
It was only
to
when the
be
merchant
bad.
came to deliver the goods that I realized
It was the...
drink in question.
Yeah, it was the drugs. Okay.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Yeah, it was drugs.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages.
What
The amount was
damages?
astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then,
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day.
I get it now.
I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
Oh, your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
I got O'Reilly killed. There, I said it. happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Ouch.
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love
Move
of my
on,
life.
she didn't like you.
And he has
Whatever.
the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's
He
done?
didn't do
All I can say
anything.
is I'm sorry. Truly.
It was out of his control,
I wanted
stupid
to
bitch.
apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it
Yeah, I feel like it's really
puts everything into
disrespectful
perspective.
to break
I'm
the whole
truly
troupe
sorry.
apart because of this.
I really meant
She
for
would
this to be a
probably
genuine
not have
apology,
wanted
but
that.
I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
No, it's understandable.
right.
You feel guilty.
Let's save all this for after the performance.
Yeah.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
Maybe.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aureli's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
You can like rehearse the first part, I guess. That one's already set in stone. God knows you all need it. Yeah, let's go. These icons are new, I think. I don't think I've ever seen a golden door icon for these. Yeah.
Keep up.
You know, this guy has a quest for me. I'm gonna make note of that, I guess.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person, and this tattered old notebook.
Oh?
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something.
No one
in here from
claimed
after she was
these.
kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women.
That
If
is
we'd had
awfully
the chance
convenient.
to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Vacher took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators.
Probably.
Wait, it cuts off.
Is something wrong?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
I'm scared. What is it? Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was it yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry, I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching. But what terrified me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I'm so sorry, I can't write no more. I think I have a fever and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy. The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It is so damp here. I have given her my blanket. So cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this, troop safe, I them important. Please farewell, apologize. Life, perform, future, regret, Cleo. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. Yeah, she was probably dying, like actually, from the fever. From this page onward, the diary stops, so to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often, and that this was the personal notebook of the artistic director, Aurelie. Ah. This quest is so depressing.
So terrified.
Yeah, she watched the girl get dissolved right in front of her and had to wait for her own death in
She may have
silence.
been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines. Orly is written in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secrets to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I am an older sister to them. I love them. Oh.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision, even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love, and she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
I'm like constantly at the verge of tears, if I'm gonna be honest right now. This is horrible. This whole quest is horrifying and incredibly depressing. Where's the house? I'm just gonna jump around again. Enter. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words. Some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Yeah, it would be
Even in
cruel
the
to
last
give her
moments of
another
her life,
death.
She
That
was
is
still leaving a
cruel.
trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director O'Reilly and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
No, they really, really love their director. It's gonna show in
Don't
the
underestimate
piece.
my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals,
Yeah,
I've learned one
if you have
important thing.
passion for something,
If you
it
want to
shows
move
in the way
audience
you
with
do
your
it.
music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance.
It shows
And
if
our
someone
human emotions,
hates the project
love,
they
hate,
are a part of,
regret,
and
hope,
it also shows if
just
they
the
love
most
it deeply.
mesmerizing things in this world. I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary
Yeah,
show,
this really
we
needs to
need
go
an
to the opera
extraordinary
Epiclese.
stage. By which I, of course, mean the opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you
It's
afraid
important.
of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too.
Yeah, sure, put pressure on them.
Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nerilette. I know just where to find him.
Where is he then? Oh.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
There he is.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
Sorry?
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
I'm excited.
Yes. This is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another.
Yeah, it's a
and,
very compelling story.
here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions.
You could be a director though.
Nor do I
You have
think it
the
is any great
talent
shame.
for it.
There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalette.
You are very welcome.
Honestly, I think Furina really loves the arts, or like, I mean, theater. It's sad that she doesn't want to be an actor anymore, but it's understandable considering what she's gone through. But I think she really truly has a talent for writing stories and being a director. And I think she would do splendidly if she let herself be with her passions anymore. Again, I mean. Like, she doesn't have to give up the theater just because she doesn't want to act anymore.
It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Nervalette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
Oh, my back
The
hurts.
sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Oh, communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing! Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
Why do you have to insult her all the time?
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Nice.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Hey, the whole place is booked. Wow.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage!
Why?
Oh
Why
no,
does
she
have to
flaring
be
out?
now.
Hey, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
Oh no.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous.
So I know this is going to take her a lot
Come full circle.
to do.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so
And she's so
sorry
kind
to
to
put you
do
in
it.
this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to
Guys,
the life and legacy
the
of
show.
our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Oh god. You can do it, Furina. I believe in you.
Is she here yet?
Let's see, get here!
Oh god.
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi, mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère.
That was beautiful. Wow. That is like on par with the damsel
Is it just me?
of
Who was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
Divine Devastation or
She
something.
hasn't
I don't
been seen
remember
for
the
a
title
while now.
anymore. But like
She just
the one
appears
that
out of
Yunjin
nowhere? Gotta say,
sang.
though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me.
Oh.
It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Yeah, I mean, Furina, you don't have
So it was
to
Furina
like
after all.
deprive
She's
yourself of
back.
the things you love just because
Honestly,
you
what is he
think
doing?
you
He
have
should've
to
run that by me
atone for
first.
sins. Or like if you think
Alright,
you
calm
don't
down, don't be mad.
want to
This was a group decision.
act
We
like
just didn't want
anyone
your
but yourself
contributions to
anymore,
go
but
unacknowledged.
it's not the same thing, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you acted while you were the Hydro Archon, but also it's different if you are trying to, I don't know how to say it, like trying to act as someone you are not and act for the passion of creating something new. I guess there's a difference.
After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
And most you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either.
Why was there a
But,
vision
it
in
worked
the
pretty well, didn't it? I'll
in the
bet
story
audience
though?
has
I don't
never
get
seen
that part.
Such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Where are they though? Oh, they're back here. At this point, they could just make a French dub. In my opinion, like they have like French singing now in the game. They can just make a dub then. But whatever. I'm not Mr. Hoyo.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the
I think they
audience
loved
like
it.
You'll be
I loved
glad
it.
to know it was fantastic. Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry.
Why
I
not
failed
just
to
tell
see it
her?
through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Guys, come on.
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
I
After
guess
all this
so.
happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
I mean, y'all don't have to stop. You can join other troops. I get if it feels bitter
I
to
still
be
want to keep
in the old
performing,
one.
so I might join another
Yeah.
troupe.
You don't have to give up
After
just
watching Miss
because you
Furina's
lost
performance,
your
I
director.
think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss
Yeah,
Furina?
take care of
Any
each other.
future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Just do whatever feels right to you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time I'll invite you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. This was an amazing quest. I loved it. Wow. Let's sit down. Hello. Yep. Amazing quest. I am floored. I already liked Furina after the finale of the Archon quest. Oh, let me switch over to my talking screen actually, so we can talk face to face. Yeah. I already liked Furina after the end of the Archon quest, but this just made me love her even more. It's a depressing story, kind of. Hold on, it's screaming in my ear. I'm gonna turn it down a bit. It was a depressing story, but it really... Oh, hello. Hi. Thank you for saying I have a nice account. Sadly, you came like at the end of the quest already. I'm sorry about that. Well, yeah, I was just trying to say what my opinion on this quest was. What was I saying? Wow, okay. I was saying that this quest was kind of depressing, but in a way that is like a good reflection of Furina as a character. Because Furina is incredibly tragic, and I can understand all of her feelings in this. But I think this was a good opportunity for her to meet other people and to find that her passion for acting isn't limited to her role as the Hydro Archon before. Like, she doesn't have to act anymore to hide the truth of who she is. She can just act because she likes the activity, or like she likes to create and to show stories. I think that's the only reason she should act now, and even if she gave it up forever, that's completely understandable, but I don't think it's a good thing for her to give up theater as a whole, as I've said a lot of times during the stream. Yeah, I think she's an amazing character. She is incredibly well written, and this quest was one of the best character quests I've played since Venti's, I think. Like, it's up there with Venti, and Venti's one of my favorite characters in the entire game. Yeah. Next week, I will be adding it to the schedule right away. Hold on, let me actually update my entire account for it, because I already scheduled it. I just had to take it out so it would show only this stream before, but I have one scheduled. Hold on, let me actually go to YouTube Studio. Yeah, I have a stream scheduled for next week. Live streams. Let me change this to public. Go to my channel. Okay, let me show Do I have a screen for this? Good question. Is this? No. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find a way to do it. No, this was John Doe from last year. No. Okay, this is embarrassing. Let me just game. I guess this. Okay. I did it. Okay, so I have it scheduled already. That's on the 27th. I wanted it to be after the holidays, I guess. Because I will probably be busy. And this one stream was already not really planned. It's scheduled. I will be doing both acts of Nahida's story quest. I was going to do these in the order they were released in, but then I fucked it up already with Al-Haytham, I guess. But I wanted to get back to that order again after Nahida, mostly because I need to do Nahida's quest so I can unlock her weekly boss. But then I wanted to go back. I have posted an order here a while ago. Like, this one's done. And I updated it for Furina today. And next week Nahida. I don't know about the rest yet. But I will be going back to that order after this. I will not be streaming the event purely because it's 5 parts, I think. And it is a lot to do. And I don't think I can do that from my energy alone. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. Anyway, I thank everyone who popped in, even for like a tiny minute or something. I appreciate everyone who ever comes into my streams to watch or like maybe chat sometimes. I really appreciate it. I don't know, I'm not the most consistent in uploading and streaming. I try my best, but I'm also very busy. I don't have a lot of free time outside of the weekends mostly, and like breaks, because I go to art school, as some of you might know, and it takes a lot of time out of my days, and I use the weekends mostly to like refresh and study, I guess. But still, I appreciate every view and like and chat and comment. I don't do these to be like, I don't want to be a popular streamer. I just do it because I have fun doing it. And I still appreciate it, obviously. Yeah. On that note, I wish everyone great holidays. Doesn't matter what you celebrate or if you don't celebrate. I wish you like a happy next 2 last weeks. Or is it 2 weeks? I don't know. Like the last week or weeks of December. I wish everyone a great new start into the new year. I hope everyone stays happy and healthy. And let's, yeah, we will see each other on the 27th next time. Maybe I can procure a guest or something. I don't know yet. We'll see. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. And bye bye.